Wishing you all a very good morning. As we have realized by now, Gen Z is way ahead of the previous generations in the technology race. The latest gadgets and the technological know-how, they have it all at their fingertips. They are the generation that demands instant gratification and their attention spans are very short. So to reach them, we need to modify our education system. And that applies not just to the theory, but also to the surgical training. So at Arvind Eye Hospital, Pondicherry, for the last few years, we have introduced a system called as golf. So basically what happens is when a PG, postgraduate or a fellow enters the surgical training, the first 25 cases are done under the training, constant training and supervision of a trainer. So this is a one-on-one basis training that happens, and the trainer stays with the trainee from the start to the finish in the OT. So after the first 25 cases, they go into what is called a step-up surgery. In step-up surgery, the surgeon is operating independently, but they are operating on microscopes that have the GoPro camera attached to it so that there is a possibility of live streaming, and the trainer or any other senior surgeon is supervising the surgery through the Facebook live telecast. And if the surgeon has any issues, then they can be guided instantly. So this is what we called as GoPro operations live on Facebook or golf. The essential component is the GoPro camera. This is a very lightweight, compact camera that can be attached to the surgical microscope. It's commercially available and it's able to record surgical videos of high quality and also allows live streaming. GoPro camera was initially used in high-intensity sports for recording videos like while skiing or surfing or biking. It has also been used by YouTubers for live streaming and by cinematographers. These are examples of the clarity and the high resolution of the images. In ophthalmology, the GoPro cameras have been modified for use by the Backbone company. It has been used for scleral, to record scleral buckling. It has been used in oculoplasty for ptosis correction surgeries recording and for ectropion surgeries. It can also be used for intraocular surgeries like cataract and glaucoma surgeries. The modification that is required is the addition of a C-mount lens. The C-mount lens, the benefit is that it narrows down the field of view. So we have a focus only on the eye and not structures surrounding it. And it also helps to increase the magnification so that we have better clarity. So to the microscope, below the eyepiece, we add what is called the beam splitter. This divides the incident rays into two portions. One portion reaches the eyepiece for view by the surgeon, and the other portion of light is passed through the camera adapter to the GoPro device where it is recorded. So what is recorded is the surgeon's point of view. So this is the whole assembly: the beam splitter, the adapter, the C-mount, and the modified GoPro. So what is recorded on the camera can be downloaded using the GoPro app in both Android and iPhone devices. It can be viewed on the tab or on the mobile or on a PC. Live streaming is possible through Wi-Fi or Bluetooth using the GoPro app. It can be controlled. Audio recording is also possible through a microphone that is inbuilt in the GoPro camera. So this is the compact device which is fitted onto the microscope. It is then synchronized with the GoPro app in the iPad. Live streaming is then possible. There's a designated Facebook page. And more importantly, this is a closed Facebook group that can have access to these videos. This is showing the recording happening on the GoPro. So we have the surgeon's point of view being recorded. So when the surgeon is operating, if he has any query, he can either ask through the microphone or he can ask an assistant to type the queries, which are then viewed by the trainer or a senior surgeon who is watching it live. And the reply can then be put in the comment section, which is then conveyed to the surgeon. We can archive all these videos on the Facebook page. So this is important that it's not just during surgery, but even after you're done with surgery, you can go back and review the case and see what comments have been put, because they appear at that point of time or at that step when the surgeon had a difficulty. So these recordings can also be used to discuss difficult case scenarios or even techniques with other.
But hard stuff, whatever you have. Had you done that, it would have formed it.
No, I didn't do that. The 5cc is there.
சின்ன கேண்டலால வந்து one time you should be 100% sure that everything is normal, then you hydrate little bit. But அது சாகியா இருக்கு, எதுவும் சாகியா இருக்கு, ரொம்ப சாஃப்டா இருக்கு, it's not forming, you stop, go change over to the visco can.
Offline mentoring is also possible, and you can discuss with seniors even from faraway places.
Actually, what I see is now this cortex is very sticky and you're trying to forcefully aspirate it. You've done a good job, and this can cause sometimes a posterior capsular rupture. So the best thing is you do saline jetting there. Release that cortex from the capsule and then you aspirate it. Then you will find it much more safer.
Like Madam was saying, we are now getting more into this YouTube channel. So our residents are creating their own channels in which they store the records of their surgeries. This helps them to share their videos with others, and it's also to go back at any point of time to review their cases with seniors.
Actually, what I see is, see here, you have a difficulty in finishing the rexis, right? So what you do is, whenever you have this last part of it, it's good to use a forceps because it's already trying to extend to the periphery. If you continue, sometimes you can lose the rexis at that point of time. It will be nice to put viscoelastic and then use a capsulorhexis forceps than a cystitome to finish at that stage. Because if you lose at that stage, it's going to be very difficult after that to hydroprolapse and all other steps.
GoPro is still in its infancy. We are having a few issues. Though the cost is much lesser compared to the video integrated newer microscopes, there is still the cost of the GoPro camera, the C-mount lens, the adapter, and the beam splitter. So we are hoping that in the future, this becomes less costly, it becomes more economical and more cost effective. We are having minor issues occasionally with the internet connectivity. There could be a problem with the Facebook page. There could be a problem with the device. But I think with growth in technology, these problems can be overcome. Right now, the surgeon is dependent on additional manpower or an assistant who types in the queries, and then he has to bring the iPad back and show the surgeon the comments. We can possibly overcome this using smartphone, smart TVs, so that we can read the comments directly off the screen. There are several benefits to video recordings, as we all know. It can be a very good self-assessment tool. So we can analyze critically the surgery that we have performed. What were the near misses? What complication happened? How it could have been prevented? These are the various things that we can look into. And there are tools like Oscar, which break up the surgery into little steps. So we know that which step needs more refining. Education, so it's not just the individual, but the recordings can be used to educate the whole group of trainees. And documentation, again, we know that the surgical performance today is mostly documented in terms of surgical times, complication, and visual outcome. But exactly what happened intra-op, there is no documentation in the written records. Near misses, what caused the complication, were there any other issues? These are very often missed. So routine recording of our surgeries can be a very valid documentation for future reference and for promoting surgical efficiency. Anywhere where there is cumulative data possible, there is scope for research. And video recordings can also help with practice building. It's a good education tool. And whenever there's a new technique or innovation, we can share it with a peer group through video recordings. So video recording is here to stay. And as far as Gen Z is concerned, I think this is going to be an integral part of surgical training in the future. This is our attempt to give life to surgical training. Thank you, Venkatesh sir, for giving me the opportunity to present here.